whiskey lovers. Today we're going to be looking at a bit of a sherry bomb. We're going to look at the Aberlour Distillery exclusive 13-year-old. Now, this one, as it states, distillery exclusive, meaning that generally you can only get it from the distillery. And that is for sure getting it at its original price. So I got this one from the distillery at 75 quid, 75 pounds. I was looking around before I did this review, being Was It Worth It Whisky, of course. And there were some crazy prices on the retail market, from anywhere from £100 up to £200. But they did come with a fancy wooden box around them as well. But I don't think I need a wooden box because I won't be saving it, I'll be drinking it. Anyway, moving along. So the Aberlour, 13-year-old. It's a Aberlour, as we all know, Speyside distillery. Now this one's matured exclusively in Oloroso sherry casks, and it is non-chill filtered, and it sits at 51.3%. So I think there was 2,000 bottles produced. Now you could get it at one time on the Aberlour website, but now I think you literally have to go to the distillery and pick it up if you want it for that 75 quid. So it was bottled in August 2020. This particular bottle. But look at the colour of that. It is full-on sherry darkness. As you can see, I've had a bit of a crack, bit of a sample of it. I did notice when I first cracked the bottle, just like a lot of whiskies, it wasn't quite as good. It did take a bit of air to come into it and open up a bit. So on the neck pour, I wasn't as impressed when I first opened it, but we'll see how we go now. Okay. So on the nose, raisins, plum, and then straight over malt. You can smell the malt. I get what I call the meaty malt. Not hugely, just very delicately. I get Christmas cake. A bit of citrus, like an orange. Yeah, definitely orange. And there's some nuts in there too, I think. I'm going to say pecan nuts, but let's just say bloody roasted nuts. I mean, fuck's sake. And then, as you keep on sniffing it, then that orange hits up with a bit of chocolate and creates this sort of Jaffa. You know, the Jaffas, right? Orange candy-coated chocolate. Really, really nice on the nose. Now, 51%, it doesn't have a real alcohol burn on the nose. I mean, it does if you really woofed it in, but not much. Okay, it's nice, even at 51%. It's nice and smooth. I might get the corrugated cardboard glue flavour. It's a smooth, creamy texture when it first goes in your mouth. There's a solid hit of like a peppery oak, not overwhelming, but you know it's there. Like you can definitely taste that peppery oakiness. Raisins, Christmas pudding. I'm going to say a spicy vanilla, probably just because of the pepperiness and the vanilla, but I'm going to call it a spicy vanilla. Quite nice on the palate. And then on the finish, I get a rich oak, sort of it lingers, this rich oak spiciness sort of lingers. A delicate dark chocolate embedded with like little raisin bombs of sweetness that just go in your mouth. as the finish develops. Yeah, it finishes, I'm going to say it goes medium to long, or maybe more medium, but it does go for a long time. And the reason I'm going to say that is because the other day I had some, and I actually walked out to pick my daughter from school. Don't tell anyone that I was drinking before I went to pick my daughter up from school. But all the way on the walk to my daughter's school, which is about, 20 minutes away, I could still taste this whiskey. Not like the huge flavours, but I knew that I had it. So it's medium in the real flavours, but it's long in the finale, I guess. But let's put a bit of water in this one, because what I did find was, in my little testers I found around about 45%, I got what I consider my preferred drinking of it. So I'll just put a couple of drink drops in, just try and get around that 45%. Now it doesn't say it's not coloured, which is odd. I don't think it's coloured, but as it's not on the label, I guess you can't be sure. Just let that open up a bit. Aberlour is a lovely little distillery to visit if you're ever in the Speyside region. And if you want this bottle at a reasonable price, it's the only way you're going to get it at the moment. So on the nose, it rounds the nose off a bit. So I still get the raisins, the plums. I get a little less maltiness, but then I get some berries, and then the dark chocolate sort of turns into a milk chocolate, and then I get a definite vanilla custard note on it as well after adding some water. But I still get the Jaffas and the nuts and whatnot. So it's even smoother on the palate. All the same, I think it even gets a little bit more creamy, to be honest. The hit of peppery oak probably diminishes a little bit, and more of that raisins and Christmas pudding comes out. And then I get a definite vanilla custard on the palate as well. So from the nose to the palate, I'm getting that definite vanilla custard. On the finish, all the same, except for you could say that the dark chocolate bitterness turns more to a milk chocolate, and the bitterness diminishes somewhat, and it gets more of a sort of a sweet, lingering oakiness journey rather than a cocoa bean or dark chocolate sort of bitterness. So all in all, if you like a good sherry hit, these are excellent bottles. Like I said, you have to get to the distillery, and like I said, I paid £75. But first I'll give it a score of 100. So I'm going to give it a 90 points for the nose. I'm going to give it 89 points for the palate, and I'm going to give it 88 points for the finish. Giving a grand total of, or average score, 1 out of 100 of 89 points, which is a pretty nice score, but it is expensive bottles, £75, and you can only get it from the distillery, so it's a sort of a one-off sort of thing. But what matters most, I guess, is was it worth it? Well, I bought it from the distillery. Do I think it was worth it? Yes, I do. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 on the was it worth it score, because it's a great little sherry bomb sort of solid whiskey, and really enjoy it. And I think, if I was going through next year to the same distillery or the year after and I seen it there, chances are I would buy it again. So on that note, see you later. Cheers.